may recognize him as Drew from Degrassi. We have Luke Bilyk with us today at the beautiful Tiff Bell Life Box. Thank you again for joining UFX.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Now, I generally go in and ask where you found your passion, but you've been acting since you were 2 years old, so
Yeah.
It was pretty much an organic find for you.
Yeah.
Have you always just had a passion for acting?
It was kind of in my family. My sisters were models growing up. I have 3 older sisters, and my mom. Everyone was just kind of in the industry. So it was just kind of something, like you said, I was just kind of put into at a young age. I think it was probably around the age of like 8 or 9 when, you're kind of realizing, I think I want to do this for the rest of my life. And it's grown, obviously, onto me. It's a huge part of my life, and I love it so much, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to stop. It's so addicting.
And in your experiences, obviously, you're still very young in your career, but regardless, as young leaders, we often come across obstacles that are difficult to overcome, or in the moment we think that we're not going, they're unsurmountable. Looking back, has there been a time in your life?
There's Degrassi as kind of like a beast. Looking back, as like I'm looking back on like the end of my journey. 5 years later, there's definitely a lot of things that have helped me grow as an actor, mostly. Just because there's so many things that they've allowed me to do, from like I said, joining a fight club, obviously all the proms that I never got to go to, doing drugs, things that I just wouldn't do in my real life, trying to kill someone and stuff like that. I just wouldn't do that. So as an actor, it's really helped me grow, and things that I never thought I was going to even ever be able to do as an actor, and just being able to, accomplish that. But as a person, you really kind of find yourself in the midst of this whole, I'm using quotes on it, stardom that we kind of find as you end up being on television, and it's kind of just being able to like I said, stay humble and kind of work your way around the industry and becoming a successful actor and being known for your craft and not the crap that the famous people kind of get into.
And where do you stay humble? Do you have like a certain technique that you do to kind of like de-stress during your day? Do you have a favorite hotspot you like to go to that's like your peace place?
Yeah, to be honest with you, the stress never really goes away. I'm on 2 shows right now, so I don't. This is my first day off in about I think a month and a half.
Well, I want to touch on that a little bit, because we often kind of see the glamour of the shows, but we don't realize necessarily the strain and what. We see the success and not the ladder it took to climb it. And so, in reality, you've been just telling me you're commuting back and forth like hours every day between sets. You want to maybe elaborate on that a little?
Yeah. It takes a lot of time and effort, obviously, to make a television show of any amount, but there's just so much time that it takes to prep, and then also the emotional effort you put in to kind of get into the character. This new show that I'm on, it's a sci-fi show, and there's a lot of aspects of it I've never done before, like transferring maybe into another animal or character thing. It really does put a strain on you, and there's the whole aspect of leaving character, and it's something, if you're really upset in the moment and you have, 2 days of your character's really upset and really down, like I have had to do with the whole post-traumatic stress disorder, it makes it difficult to kind of pop back. And like you said, the way to kind of get out of that is to just surround yourself with something that's completely different. Me and my sister, we really enjoy, just going for runs in like the forest. And, I find that just kind of clears my mind and really enables me to, break free of the character. And now something I'm kind of finding more difficult is balancing more than one character. I have Drew, I just did a movie called Hellions, and now this other show. So it's kind of balancing myself and 3 different characters and kind of just trying to almost stay sane within it all.
And I think balance is a key for
sure.
anyone, especially young people, even throughout high school, whether we do extracurriculars and we have all these other different roles and personas in life that we have, it's almost like we have separate lives.
It's 100% true. Yeah, some people are different with their hockey friends than they are with their drama friends that could be in both groups, right?
Do you have any advice for young people out there on how to maintain that balance, or to stay true to their voice amidst all that?
For sure. I think one of the biggest things is the one thing that my dad always said to me, growing up, is pride comes before the fall. The more you stay less prideful, you got to be able to know that in this industry there's a million people with brown hair and blue eyes who can act. I think that's something that I always kind of keep in the back of my mind. And not only does that keep me humble, but it also pushes me to do the best that I can in every situation, whether it's a really heavy dramatic scene or even if it's the comedy. You got to be able to play everything. And this industry is just so relentless and so unforgiving in so many different ways that as an actor, and just not even as an actor, as a person, you might think that you're on top of the world at one time, but it's interesting how fast that can change.
Well, thank you again, Luke, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure to have you on You Effect.
Oh, you were great.
We look forward to looking at your secret project
Yeah.
and seeing more of you on Degrassi.
Thank you very much. I work with this corporation called Count Me In. For me, one of the greatest things that the youth can do, especially the people who have a voice, like the actors and the people in sports, is just really getting involved and showing that we really can be a change in our society through the little things, just kind of getting involved and finding out what you want to do. There's no limit on what you can do, and just getting involved in your community and just seeing what it is that you can do to help and really further our society as a whole.